SIR has been a big part of my life and my recovery, 12 steps. So I went to Teen Challenge, I think 2015, somewhere around there. Before I went, I did the whole geographical change. I went to Florida to get away from drugs and alcohol, but I took me with me. They didn't have that group here at that time. And so down there, I needed to seek some help, got into Teen Challenge. My mom's like, they got a group here now. I was like, oh, sweet. When I come home, I'm going. I think on a couple passes, I came here and went to the group. And I felt like I was at home. So now I'm at home, now I'm coming in, and James was like, why don't you check out some 12-step groups, some, AA or anything. I'm like, nah, Teen Challenge is a spiritual program. I'm like, I don't do that. So long story short, I relapsed after 4 months. And then I'm like, all right, James, you might be right. All right, I need to do some programming. So I went to 12 steps, did that for about 30 days. I'm like, all right, I'm doing better. And then I did some other stuff. Still came to the group periodically doing that. And then I finally relapsed again. And that's where I was like, look, this ain't working. I work a lot of I programs. I've done it since the beginning. I'll substitute. I'll do this. I do that. And so what we came to discover was that we needed help. And I asked for help. There was a gentleman here that I always saw him, and I was like, if I ever needed a sponsor, I'd ask that guy. And I asked him to be my sponsor. I got into an Oxford house, and that's what changed my life. But strength and recovery is what started that journey. And then it was the WE program that I was taught about that has able to sustain me. My clean date now is 11/25 of 2017. I'm very grateful for that. Yeah. But the SIR group has such an impact because I grew up in the church, and I have a lot of church hurt, honestly. But God, when I'm driving down the road and ready to wreck, or I'm in this weird stance where I'm like, look, God saved my life tonight. Somehow, He always puts His hand on me, and I knew I couldn't run from God. Growing up in church, they told me, I'm like, I'll go to hell. Look, I don't want this religion thing you got going on. But the way He touched me stuck out for this group because that's what I wanted. I want God in my life, and I love AA, NA. I love it all. I really do. My whole life now, in the time that I have clean, is impacted by recovery from the people I work with, from the people I get jobs from. Across the board, I can't go anywhere without my life today being touched by recovery in one way or another. If this is a family, this is a community, we are all connected, we get another day. So strength and recovery, back to that. When I came here, we didn't even have the 12 steps for Christians group. It was kind of a free-for-all, like them arguments, and I don't know what you call them, but there was a lot that happened behind the scenes, and sometimes it kind of flowed out into the group. But the structure of this, God has been moving here in such a mighty way because it wasn't what it is today. Like through them groups and them conversations, that it built what it is. That we're all able to sit in here and talk about it and feel the love. And honestly, what I really like is we can openly say that for me, Jesus Christ, I can talk about that openly. In the other rooms, we kind of, you want to meet people where they're at, and sometimes we don't, we do what we're supposed to as far as that goes. We talk about a higher power, but it's not quite, I can't just come out and say, Jesus Christ has saved my life, and that's why I'm sober today, along with the WE program. So that's why I like this room for that. I am forever grateful to my brother Zach and James. I've told him, it used to be James's Chuck's group, right? But you know what we get to learn in here is I've told James, look, man, I struggle with this. You guys, I actually kind of left the group for a little bit because I'm like, dude, it's your guys' group. It's not, and that's what we learn in recovery. This ain't one person, it's a we thing. We do this together. Through my relapses, I learned that I did all this, and then when I got in here, it's the WE program. And I look God for my spiritual stuff like I do, but not every day am I spiritual. I'm going to be honest. Some days I'm about here with spiritual, okay? I try to pray every day. I do feel like I do a good job with that, but sometimes I ain't hearing God. You know what He does, though? He loves me enough to say, here you go. Here's a brother right here that'll tell you what God wants you to hear today. And that's what I'm grateful for, because that's the WE program. Because I need God to speak through some other people someday, because I just ain't listening. Okay, so that's what it is for me. I truly am grateful. I'm a rambler, who knows, 5 minutes, I'm like, I got a lot to say in 5 minutes, so it's probably going to seem like all over the place. But at the end of the day, the solution is the WE program, the 12 steps. The sobriety that I got today was because of sponsorship, working the steps, being open and honest. That honesty is the number one key to this program. If you do not get honest, you're most likely going to use, but if you don't, you're going to be miserable because that's that stuff that you're deep rooted inside, you're hiding. So get honest, get a sponsor, work the 12 steps. Thanks for letting me share.